As a former practicing veterinarian, these are now 10 things I would never do with my own dog.
Are you looking to learn more about natural pet health and wellness? You've come to the right place. Click the link to subscribe to Veterinary Secrets.
First, in light of things like this disease going around, I'm avoiding the dog park. In veterinary practice, I often saw dogs who've been injured at a dog park. Dog interaction, she gets bit, she's the one off to the vet clinic. All that dog feces in one localized spot, there's going to be an increased number of parasites. This new mysterious respiratory dog disease, it's spreading via respiratory dog-to-dog contact. So especially based on what's happening now, this mystery dog disease, I'm avoiding the dog park. Number 2, I'm cautious about some of the treats I'm giving her. Firm bones like these, they've been responsible for so many dental fractures. I do give Tula raw meaty bones. She's pretty good about chewing on, gnawing on the outside of the bone, but I'm there watching to ensure that she doesn't go from chewing on the outside of the bone, getting the meat off, to then kind of crunch into that bone and fracture a tooth. Number 3, I'm cautious about her running with things in her mouth. I saw many a dog with a stick wedged up in between their premolars, or them running and they impale a stick on their palate. Sticks are responsible for so many veterinary visits.
Number 4.
If Tula is anywhere near a road, she is always on one of these. It is amazing the number of dogs that I saw hit by cars, like these completely preventable accidents, all because of this. Someone didn't take the time to put this on their dog. Trust me, you never want your dog to be hit by a car. You're on the road, ensure that your dog is on a leash. Number 5, vaccines, flea and tick medications, conventional medication. I'm avoiding as much as possible ever giving these to Tula. We're so better educated now on the potential of vaccine side effects. We also now know that most of the vaccines, they have a much longer duration of immunity. In practice, I saw my share of vaccine side effects, and I also saw some of the secondary diseases linked to vaccines, i.e. autoimmune disease.
Anti-inflammatories causing stomach ulcers, kidney disease, liver disease. Flea and tick medications being linked to seizures, cancer, and even sudden death.
I'm foregoing these conventional options and, in my opinion, choosing these safer holistic options. Number 6, I will never feed my dog anything with artificial sweeteners. This sugar-free gum, for instance, the artificial sweetener is xylitol. It's extremely toxic to dogs. But the xylitol, it can also be found in other common foods, aka sugar-free peanut butter. And believe it or not, it's even in some of the dental rinses for pets. Companies have tried to make it sound better, so sometimes they don't label it as xylitol, they label it as birch sugar. It says it's sugar-free, never give that to your dog. Number 7, there's one of the human foods I'm pretty cautious of feeding Tula. Too much of this. This is bacon, which is extremely high in saturated fat. High saturated fat, high animal fat, probably one of the key triggers for pancreatitis. Number 8, and I find it hard to even discuss this, I'd never perform any type of cosmetic procedures such as ear cropping, tail docking on my dog. 100%, it's clearly cosmetic. It is completely not necessary. Why it's still allowed, I don't know, but it is. But I would never dock my dog's tail. I would never crop my dog's ears. And in my opinion, I think all these cosmetic procedures, they should be banned. Number 9, unnecessary diagnostic testing. Intensive treatment, I'd be avoiding that with my dog. I'm personally not a fan of routine diagnostic testing, aka wellness screening. So often than not, one test shows up some type of false positive, aka elevated liver enzymes. Okay, let's ultrasound the liver. Oh, it looks slightly enlarged. Okay, we've got to go in and do a liver biopsy. There could be secondary complications.
This is a well-documented problem both in human and veterinary medicine, such as in the paper titled When Diagnostic Testing Leads to Harm. I'll put a link to that paper in the description box below.
Meaning, I will not be doing wellness screening on my dog. Then number 10, prolonging life when you probably shouldn't be. Letting your dog die naturally. If Tula is to be diagnosed with a serious type of cancer, such as lymphoma that had spread, I would not be giving her chemotherapy. I'd be using many of the alternative options. Chemotherapy for lymphoma, the best you're doing is hoping for remission. It is not curing any dog. I'd be really, really focused on her quality of life. It's not about quantity, extending her life, as that ensuring that while she's here, she is feeling good. She's having a good quality of life. Then something I often heard in practice with clients asking, well, can I just let my dog die naturally? If your dog has some painful disease, say it's some type of nasty oral mouth cancer, that's invading the soft tissue, putting pressure on other parts of the body. I mean, you don't just want to let your dog die natural. Your dog is in pain. We're probably not properly managing the pain because some of those cancers, you can't fully manage the pain. So once you've exhausted all reasonable options, maybe you've gone ahead, you've tried an array of those different alternative treatments, perhaps your dog has responded, perhaps he or she hasn't. But if she's all of a sudden, she's not eating, she's drinking very little, she has no energy, she's not really going for a walk, then clearly there's a sign. Your dog no longer has a good quality of life. And that is probably the time then to go ahead and euthanize your dog. I would not just let my dog die. It's not fair on your dog to let your dog suffer. From the point of view of a former practicing veterinarian, those are 10 things I'm never doing with my own dog. Thanks so much for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets. Click up there to subscribe, hit the bell to sign up for notifications. Then when you click that link directly in the box below, I can send you a copy of my free book.